This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Okay, so this is going to be a light one. Bobby Altoff was crying during Neon's stream. So she went on stream with Neon. This is another favor from her agency to save her podcast. People aren't that interested in watching her anymore. She came in hot with Drake, Funny Marco, a couple other people, Lil Yachty. And then it kind of dwindled from there. It was a thing for a minute. These things come and go. You know, she left her whole family and is trying to start a new life with somebody else. It's very weird. I mean, but anyways, the chat of Neon was very angry and mean with her, so she just ended up just ending the podcast and everything and kind of walking out. So I don't know if it was an act or what. But hey, it is what it is. You know, when you destroy your whole family to get some clout, that's insane. I gotta say, that is insane. Someone posted, this was from Twitter, they said, Diddy's about to walk free despite all the abuse facilitated with thousands of blackmail tapes made on politicians and A-list celebrities. He met with the feds for over 2 hours and someone leaked security camera footage. I don't know if that's true or not. They appear to have made a deal to destroy the blackmail tapes in exchange for the worst charges being dropped. This is a slap in the face to the many children who were... What children were victimized? We played the footage live on our show. Was Matt Wall? Okay. I don't know if that's true. I mean, Diddy might walk free. I think that people take the Diddy trial and they build off of it. It was something more salacious. I think what he did was crazy enough. I mean, we didn't know he was having guys, you know, blow their loads on him and rub it all over. I mean, it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. Abusing women, taking advantage of women, making people do things against their will in a sense. It's going to be hard. I think the defense might be able to destroy that tomorrow because there's a lot of text messages where these girls are just, you know, think about it. He's worth a lot of money. He was $500 to $1 billion when both these girls were messing with him, right? So he increased to $1 billion at one point. A lot of girls just want to be around money. You know, not all girls, but there's a certain type of girl, and those are the type of girls he messed with. You're forgetting about the Joy Chavezes, the Bow Wow baby mom and future baby moms, those girls, Young Miamis, Lori Harveys. These girls mess with him too. They want money. They want guys with money and power, you know, and some of them are willing to take more abuse than others to be around that. It is what it is. T-Pain, we already saw Drake clap back at T-Pain. Even though T-Pain, just 7, 8 years ago, he was praising Scorpion Project and willing to argue with Joe Budden over the whole project. But now maybe T-Pain couldn't get a Drake feature or something, and he just kind of sided with Kendrick during this or something. I don't know, but he says this guy always... T-Pain says he should bow out gracefully, just like Drake had inspired T-Pain to do through an interview. It wasn't like directly to T-Pain, but T-Pain took it as like, I can apply that to myself. Drake says, this guy always had represented for me. You can hear, wait. This guy always had, resentment. This guy always had resentment for me. You can hear it every time he speaks my name. That's not true. He actually really liked Drake at one point. Then for some reason, Offset jumps in the comments and says, "Da boy is da boy. Nothing's going to change all that hating, or another grown man who do more numbers than everybody is diabolical." This is the guy that's representing TA, the lawyer for TA, going at Fat Joe and Fat Joe's lawyer tried to serve him, and he ran over this process server. He tries to explain it away and why he was avoiding being served. I would have just said I thought the guy was trying to kill me. That's what I would have said. But that's just a goofy case. Now, if more people pile on, it'll get legs. And that's possible. We've seen it happen with Diddy. Justin Bieber changes his name to Little Bieber. Whatever that means. Meek Mill, it seems like the more interviews he's doing, he's talking about making nothing off of music for 13 years. He has a lot of resentment towards Rick Ross. We talked about this last night. I've seen more interviews today and more little small side remarks. He feels very comfortable hanging out with Michael Rubin and all these guys. And really, nobody would... This is the truth. Meek Mill had a buzz in Philly. I know because I worked with him before Rick Ross signed him. And, I saw value in working with him. I said, I'm in Philly. Let's do something. We did something. And I like Meek Mill. I like his music. You guys think I just hate on him for fun. But he says a lot of goofy stuff because if T.I. had already tried with Meek Mill and it didn't work. They had, I forget what the name of the song was. They had a different song. But anyways, Meek Mill remixed the song with Rick Ross, and it worked. And Rick Ross signed him, and it worked. If Rick Ross didn't sign Meek Mill would have never blown up. And that's just a fact. So you can complain about getting 13%, but really you blew a lot of your money. You bought a lot of homes, you kept getting in trouble, and you went to jail, and you missed out on a lot of money. And then the whole thing with Nicki came home. And for some reason, it worked when you came home, but then it stopped working. I don't know what happened. But, I don't know, Meek Mill just isn't the same anymore. And he's talking about, now I get 100%. But you get 100% of selling almost nothing, And, I think he's in the same position kind of Joel's was in around that time, where, kind of lost, not knowing what to do, and you're just staying stagnant because you're like, oh, I still get booked. You get booked for now. But festivals aren't booking you. You made an impact, but you didn't make that impact, the festival type impact, where you're always going to get booked at festivals and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. And Meek Mill's always bragging about other people's what other people have, like what Michael Rubin has. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know. So it seems like he's gearing up to go at Rick Ross, because Rick Ross and him just dropped an album. Think about it, almost 2 years ago. This is a good album. There's a good 3-4 songs on there. It's almost like Meek Mill needed him at that time, because that's when Rick Ross bought his house for $4 million, got him out of that house in Atlanta that he couldn't sell. And I think this album had something to do with it. I think this album, part of it. They did this album with Larry Jackson, the Sick Gamma, the same company that puts out Sexy Red and some other people, right? And yeah, they did this album, and then they weren't cool anymore. I don't know what happened, but things went left again. I think it was when Rick Ross talked about buying Meek Mill's house on Drink Champs, and then said, hey, if anybody else is struggling, hit me up. And he says, not saying the homie was struggling, but if you're, it's like, bro, you said it in so many words. I think that was embarrassing for him. That was that. And that's about it. We'll end it right here. I'll pick it up in the morning. Diddy could walk free. We will see. It won't be tomorrow. It'll be decided next week. The jury will start deliberating on Monday, right? So we'll see what happens. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.